Push button. Oh, it didn't fall over. Whew. That, oh my god, where it is sitting is the bane of my existence, man, but it's the only way I can do it. Place is a fucking tip because I'm moving house and subsequently city. Well, in a couple of weeks, I guess. That doesn't stop me getting up to no good. So, today, what's not Rob got for you? What is this? Ooh. Oh, it's a funny thing, isn't it? Can you guess? I didn't think so. I don't know if you can see that, but that says Arirang. Arirang is a Korean folk song, much like Sakura Sakura is to Japan. So one can only assume this is made in Korea. There are no other marks on it, no nothing. The pots weren't very helpful. They had some little D backwards fucking thing on them. All I know was they were audio taper, but one of them was fucked, so I had to replace it. Fuck all information exists about these guitars. Gotta try and guess what it's made of. It's clearly a neck through, which is pretty special. There's no join, it's just a couple of bits of wood stuck together, and that's that. I want to say the wings are ash, because the neck is maple with walnut, I think. And it's a different colour to the wings. The fretboard is maple. No, none of my other guitars are maple. That's a bit of a step in a different direction. The headstock, with its angled tuners, reminds me of Ibanez Artist from the 80s. Or late 70s, early 80s, that sort of era. Same with the harmonica style bridge, which is a bit of a bitch actually. And the stop tail, it's a stop tail, whatever. The pickup rings, the switch tip, the whole switch actually, the knobs, and the tuners are not original. The tuners are Goto units someone else has put on for me. The nut isn't original, and the string spacing on it is too small, which is a little bit annoying, but I can fix that later. When I was cleaning it all up, the pickup rings fucking disintegrated, and I mean just like fell apart in my hands. I looked at them and they broke even more, like Dragon Ball Z spec. Was real bad, but fortunately a bloke I know had a pair kicking around. Swap for a bottle of Scrumpy. Yeah, sorted. It's very heavy. It's quite a hefty guitar, but it's very well balanced. You may or may not notice it's a very similar shape to the Santana or the double cut Les Paul. Now, I don't know how well this is going to show, but have a look at the body thickness and then have a look at the neck. Look how fucking big the neck is. It is the most comically large neck. I have quite big hands, and that's the absolute most I can stretch around it, which is so good. It's the biggest fucking neck I've ever held. It is wonderful. What have I had to do to it? I've had to pull it all apart, clearly. Can't take the neck off. Yeah, I rewired it, because the pots had the most fucking bizarre wiring ever. I could not for the life of me work it out. Oh no, I lied. I could work it out, and when I did, I figured out that they'd just, instead of having it like that, they'd turned it this way. So it was volume tone. Fuck knows why they did that, but that was how it came out of the factory by the looks of the wire. That was that all. New strap buttons, and I put another one on because that one's just silly. I had a go at the neck. It'll pull itself straight eventually because it's been a while since it's had actual tension on it. It's looking pretty good, but it's only been about half an hour since I put strings on it, 11 to 50, because Dunlop, yep, it's the only way to go. So we'll wait and see what the neck does, but so far it's pretty good. I've managed to intonate it. Action's, well, it could be better, because this little harmonica thing's about as low as it'll go. In an ideal world, it needs a switch, because this is the SG one that sort of goes rather than the flat one. And there's more than enough space. I don't know why some muppet put an SG style one in there. Whatever. I really don't like the pickups. I think they're naff as fuck. Like, there are good sounds in them, but nah, they're pretty, they're just uncooperative, and I think that is the compromise in this particular guitar. The pickups. Everything else is just so beautifully done. The woods, well, clearly this isn't a veneer, this is actual wood you're looking at. Oh my. Have a look. Yum. Of course I polished it all up, because of course I did. That wood goes right the way through. There's no neck tenon, no nothing, because it's all a couple of solid bits of wood. There's no finish under the pickups, which is good. It means it can all breathe, because the poly on it is pretty thick. It's taken a couple of good whacks. Blah blah blah. So, in an ideal world, get rid of these fucking naff as balls pickups. Put them in I don't know, somewhere where they can just not fuck up anyone else's life. Set a hot PAF style probably. What I am thinking, master volume, master tone, because, you know, fuck it, why not, like the Santana. Push pull, split, push pull, phase, whatever, nice and simple. Or not push pull, fucking just have little switches on it, because it's one of those mental guitars that looks like it should be covered in switches. Needs a new switch. Get rid of this because this is corroded. Can you see that? Can you see all the puffiness? I don't think you can. Sort of all around here, it's a bit puffy. It looks like it's got acne. It's corrosion under the bridge, under the chrome rather. So new stop tail. Get rid of this harmonica thing. Blah blah blah. New nut. Tuners are great. Tuners are Goto. There are holes in the headstock. From where the last ones were, I'm sure you can see that, sorta. It's missing a bunch of screws. It's missing 2 pickup screws per pickup. It's missing a truss cover screw. Oops, there's a couple of pickup screws. It was missing screws, so I didn't end up with more or less than I had. That's alright. And I followed a 60s wiring diagram for this one, which turns out to be a stupid idea because it's fucking awful. So maybe if I can be asked, I'll do 50s wiring on it and see if it becomes more usable. But these pickups do not have adjustable pole pieces. They're just simple slug coils. All the bits that look like adjustable thingies you can see are corrosion of some description on whatever that is, probably stainless. Dunno. Right, so Peavey Bandit 112 on the clean channel. What have I got today? I've got the big muff, I've got the tuner, I've got the DD20, and that's all that's on my board at the moment. And of course I've got a foot switch for the Peavey. Woo, so, are we ready, clocks? This is the neck pickup. Put a treble bleed in it, because why wouldn't you? Ooh, what's that? I think I can hear a Buell idling outside. Cool. Anyway, treble bleed. Didn't help it because 60s wiring, so you roll the volume down. You still lose treble anyway. I haven't touched the tone knob yet, but I can do that now. Yep, no, that's not YouTube compression. It actually sounds like... it sounds like fucking slap bass. Roll it back up a little bit and you're back in normal territory. Here we go. So, I'm not sure if the tone pots are there for comic effect or to actually be used, but yeah, that happens. The only pot I've replaced is the volume, bridge volume rather. Because it was scratchy and fucked. So I'll go to the bridge now. I'll give her a quick tune because the strings are brand new. And obviously they're stretching in, doing new string things. They're all flat, which is good. It means they're not binding on the nut. When strings bind on the nut, you have a bad time because things get sharp and flat, and then your guitar's just a mess, and everyone thinks you're on drugs and shit. Don't do drugs, it's a bad move. Come on, up you go. Okay, so the bridge pickup's actually quite sweet. Maybe I'm missing something here. I guess they're not so, maybe they're just good for lead work than chord work. That's weird. Because that's sounding pretty good to me up in the higher registers. What does piss me off is how poorly balanced they are. The neck pickup's quite boomy, the bridge pickup's quite, well, you just heard upper MIDI, and it's got a lot of high response, which is great for lead work, but shit for chording. Now, there you go, you can see the difference in height and how there's actually fuck all break angle going on. But yeah, so I've got the neck pickup down quite low and it's still boomy. The bridge pickup's quite high and it still has no balls. So, on the lookout for new pickups there. With the drive channel on this peavey, I'm on the classic one, which is the lowest gain one, and I've got the pre-gain, so drive, turned down quite considerably. I don't know what's going on, maybe these pickups are actually super hot, but this is the result. That's about as little gain as I can get away with, so if I still had valves... Ooh. Oh, away it goes. Bye-bye, Bill. If I still had valves, it'd be absolutely munching the shit out of the preamp. I'm going to go to the middle position now, and this is either a blessing or a curse. Someone has, somewhere along the line, pulled one of the pickups apart and flipped the magnets so they're out of phase. Why they couldn't just put a push-pull in, I don't know. Or a double pull, double throw, I would have been okay with another little switch there. There's enough fucking space for it. Look at the size of this control cavity. Jeez. Even down there, that would have been good, but no. They had to dick with the whole fucking pickup. So if we whack it on the drive channel, so it's a bit weaker, but it's still there. The frets are pretty low. They're getting to the end of their life, and they've had, I probably could have done a better fret dress than that on them. And that's saying something, because I'm not very good at fretwork. The sides are quite flat, and in the middle it's still round, or rather, the bass side is quite flat, the treble side is still quite round, so fuck knows what's going on there. Inlays have sunken in a bit. I don't know if that's just, you know, wood expanding and contracting and shit. On the whole, it's got very good bones. It's got a big fucking thick maple fretboard. Big slab. Let's see if you can see it. I'm sure you can see the difference in there. Just difference in widths. The neck. Oof. Oh no, I'm going to strangle myself to do that. How about there? See a bit of flame or quarter sawn or something going on there. And here's a close-up of the bodywood, which I'm pretty sure is ash. Get into the middle, fuck off lead. Maple, and pretty sure it's walnut. Don't think it's mahogany, because mahogany's really weak and it's the wrong colour. Like I said, it's got some dings in it. The only other like fuck up is a bit of lacquer something sort of pissing around up here. You can see it looks like shark teeth just up there. That's just peeling, nothing to write home about. So yeah, very good bones. I quite like it so far, especially with this big fucking neck on it. So good. Oh, man. What the fuck was that? Okay. I'm pretty sure it's a 25.5-inch scale. I've gone and put 11s on it, and it's actually quite taut. It's definitely not a 24, because the Santana's a short scale. I'll have to measure it, and I won't put it in the description, because I'm just not that good. Come on, get real. What am I going to do with it? I guess I'll post some more videos once I've figured out what I'm going to do with it. And if you see one of these Arirang things, take a punt on it. What's the worst that can happen? If you're one of those people who is like, you're just going through guitars and being like, man, everything's got a thin neck, this sucks. This is the answer to your problems. This truly is a half-round baseball bat. Just make sure it's got the right nut on it, because this one's a bit small. And I'm actually quite enjoying this maple business as well. I haven't had a maple guitar like on purpose in a number of years. Couldn't honestly tell you the last maple guitar I owned, let alone played. Probably in a shop. But you know, here we are. Maybe this is my foray into mapleness, which is good, because Sights is fucking up the Guitar Planet at the moment. Sighties, whatever it's called. You can just fuck right off. We don't like you. Maple, yeah, Maple. Maple is the answer to all your prayers. So is neck through. Oh, bonus round. It is super resonant. The bridge posts are drilled into the wings, whereas, well, as you can see, the tuners are on the neck piece, but you get down to here, fuck, this is heavy, and they're either side of the neck piece thingy. So it is fucking monstrously resonant. It's so good. If you're a sustain junkie, you like a fat neck, you want some maple in your life, this Arirang business is the way to go. I know they made a couple of models. There's one that has shorter horns on it, which actually looks a bit shit, and it's got volume tone, I think, I don't know, and a 3-way. That's really all I can tell you. I don't, like, there's just fuck all information about them anywhere. If you can find more information on them, or if you've got one, let's have it. I mean, tell me about it. Talk to me. Were they made by Ibanez in Korea? Because that's the sort of vibe I'm getting. Am I talking shit? Yep, let me know. Fuck, I don't script these or anything. I don't do any research beforehand. Well, minimal research. So, that's not Rob. That's this Arirang double cut thing. Yeah, sweet. I hope you're not losing 30 pounds every night sweating your ass off in this summer heat. This little old New Zealand is not faring well. Until then, fare thee well. Oh.